welcome, 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 welcome. This is the F1 2023 Japanese Grand Prix reaction. Yes, it's nearly 1 week late, but you know what? We had a lot on the channel. We was busy, me and Total Hammer. Actually, Total Hammer's been sick for the past couple of days, so I've been holding the fort. But we're here now. This is the Japanese Grand Prix review, or should I say, the predictable review. The predictable review. What did I say, you geeks? What did I say? What did I say to you, you F1 nerdy geeks? What did I say? I said, the day you screwed Lewis Hamilton at Abu Dhabi 2021 is the day F1 screwed themselves. Very simple. What, you think you was gonna get more ratings after you screwed Lewis Hamilton? You thought you was gonna tuck that under the carpet? You thought, oh yeah, we're gonna screw Lewis Hamilton, arguably probably the greatest driver of all time, the best driver on the grid today along with Alonso. You think you're just gonna screw Lewis Hamilton and everything was gonna be fine? You thought your ratings was gonna go up? Is that what you thought? You thought your ratings was gonna go up? Oh yeah, we're gonna screw Lewis Hamilton and our ratings will still go up. Listen to me, you stupid geeks, okay? You stupid geeks. Max Verstappen is thick. He can't integrate. He can't interact with the outside world. He can't. He's not really marketable. You've tried, you've failed. Very simple. On Twitter, and I'm going to say this now, on Twitter, right? Abu Dhabi previous before Abu Dhabi 2021, when Lewis Hamilton was on top, when Mercedes was on top, everything was going all right. And what happened? The Twitter following interest in Formula One was on. 16 million Twitter people were interested in Formula One. 16 million. You know what the number is now? 6. Actually, it's 5. It's actually 5. Exactly. That's because Red Bull are there. And everybody knows that Red Bull cheated. Everybody knows that Red Bull cheated. And even the Max fans and the Red Bull fans know that he's cheated. I had Red Bull fans coming on my Twitter feed yesterday after I put that tweet out there about the day F1 screwed Lewis Hamilton is the day they screwed themselves. And I had Red Bull fans coming on my Twitter feed. If you don't believe me, you can go and check my Twitter feed. It's all there. They're saying to me, you know what? Solo, you're right. You're right. And there's a lot of Max fans and Red Bull fans don't want to admit it, that the product has gone down the tube ever since they screwed Lewis Hamilton. Nobody cares because Max Verstappen, you can't really market Max Verstappen. He's a stupid geek. And that's my opinion. If you don't like it, don't watch me. Very simple, really. When it comes to F1, I will fire out. I've been doing it since 2017. I will fire out my opinion. I'll keep it respectful. I'll keep between the boundaries, but I'll never, ever, ever kiss anybody's ass to get ahead. Never gonna happen. Now, my YouTube channel's been growing lately, and I'm happy. I've put the work in, I've grafted, just like Total Hammer, who's going to be coming on in a minute. But what it boils down to, yeah, we know F1 is completely and utter broken. Ever since Abu Dhabi 2021, what happened? What's happened? Ballfest. Ballfest. They thought they was going to screw Lewis Hamilton and get away with it. I hope their ratings tank. I said it at the beginning of Abu Dhabi 2021 when they screwed Lewis. I hope their TV ratings tank. Tank and tank, because it's all about karma. And I don't care how much look, most of the commentators, when they talk, I turn the TV off. After the Japanese Grand Prix, I turn the TV off. I don't want to hear no commentary. I don't want to hear no biased commentary. I don't want to hear the utter garbage coming out of the commentator's mouth, because that's all it is. They're all yes men. They're all scared to spout what they think because they know they will get sacked. Look what happened to Johnny Herbert. Look what Johnny Herbert. Johnny Herbert, he had an opinion. They didn't agree with the opinion, so the machine got rid of him. Very simple. That's the world we live in today. So if people are going to talk about free speech does not exist. You can agree with someone's opinion, you may not agree with something, but you've got to be respectful. Very simple. And that's what it boils down to. So I'm going to bring in my co-Qs, my partner in crime, Toto Hammer.
Big up,
Toto Hammer.
Big up.
Big up, bro. I think my dog just started barking again and knows exactly what he's doing. So, what you been up to, bro? I know you've been sick.
Yeah. I've been sick, man. I've still got a bit of the flu, so I got a sniffy nose. I'm slowly getting better. And yeah, what I've been up to. I know the new FIFA's out, but look, forget about that.
F1.
Yeah, what I've been up to. Well, I think my thoughts on the race.
Nah, really... what have you been up to? What do you think of this situation? I know you've been ill, but I'm not sure if you've been following it. What do you think about this situation regarding about the Twitter interest in Formula One has gone down the crapper? It was estimated.
I've heard about that.
It was estimated at around about 16, 17 million people were interested in Formula One regarding Formula One at the peak of its power when it was 2021. But as soon as they screwed Lewis Hamilton, and from last year and this year, and I know how corrupted this organisation is, which is Formula One and the FIA and the stewards. We all know this. It's gone down to like 4 or 5 million now. So it's dropped. It's dropped nearly 10 million. Yeah,
man, look. End of the day, right, it's their fault. It's their fault, man. How many times they can make decisions against Max, but say if he's got a penalty, but he's going to say an engine penalty at the next race anyway, it won't really hurt him that much, you know what I mean? So the penalties they give him don't really mean anything, because they know what they're doing when they're giving out the penalties, and they're not. Red Bull's doing, and Red Bull, they got who is it? Jonathan Wheatley, part-time worker for the FIA. Yeah. So there's your first clue. They got a part-time worker, FIA, basically working with the FIA people. Correct. So he's basically working 2 jobs. Yeah. You know what I mean? He's basically working 2 jobs. He's working a job for Red Bull. He's working a part-time job for the FIA. So tell me, how is that fair? It just causes so much controversy. In the Formula One, I think that's why the ratings are going down, and I don't think even Drive to Survive has saved it. You know what I mean? I don't think it'll save it.
You know what? I didn't even touch on that. You know, you're right about the Drive to Survive. See, the thing about it, the first indication I knew that the ratings were tanking. I want to see the TV ratings. I'm very interested to see these TV ratings because I know the TV ratings is not as high as they used to be. I know that for a fact because everybody knows once the social media ratings come down, the TV ratings come down. The TV ratings are probably even worse. They're probably even worse. I'm telling you now, I know the TV ratings are even worse. You know what makes me laugh when I knew there's an indication, the first indication? The first indication when you know that the TV ratings are going down, this is the first indication, is every single track they go to, we've just sealed the contract with Bahrain, we've just sealed the contract with Baku, Formula One's in a great place, Formula One's in a great place for the future. If Formula One's in a great place, why do you have to keep on repeating yourself? It's like you're trying to convince someone, and then I thought to myself that I don't think the TV ratings are in good shape. And all of a sudden, this news comes up about the social media interests gone from like 16, 17 million where it was at the peak at the 2021. And now, because the thing about it, I put out a tweet yesterday. I'm not going to put it on the screen. I'm just going to read it out. So this is the exact tweet I put out. And I got loads of people liking the tweet. I never meant to. I just put the opinion out there, which I thought. This is exactly what I said from word to word, quote from me. I will reiterate, I'll repeat my points, which I said back in 2021. The day F1 machine screwed Lewis Hamilton at Abu Dhabi 2021 is the day F1 screwed themselves. I've been hoping for the ratings to tank. People must pay the consequences what they did to Sir Lewis Hamilton and I put hashtag Red Bull cheats, hashtag Red Bull racist. So, I got a few replies. I'm gonna show you a few of the replies that I got. It says, one guy says delusional, and I said why? Again, very simple brain, very simple answer, so I ignored him with his one follow. So he said, slowly but surely goes downhill since a fateful day. Manufacturers and winner constantly stretching the rules. This is what they're saying. And you know what? It's not just about Lewis Hamilton. It's not just that. It's about how the manufacturers are stretching the rules and getting away with it. I get it. And it says, it's slowly but surely going downhill since the fateful day of Abu Dhabi 2021. This is a Red Bull fan, by the way. Manufacturers and the consequences stretching the rules for the great white hope, which is Max Verstappen, might not prove as beneficial as planned seemed at the time. So basically what she was saying, they was planning on basically Lewis Hamilton maybe retiring at this point. But she's saying is the way they're stretching the rules, the way they're picking up from Max Verstappen, right, it's not really working out as well as they thought. And they thought maybe if we do it this way, Formula One will be in a better place. But they don't realise how big Lewis Hamilton is and Mercedes is as a whole. They're a big machine, right? And you might have the Lewis Hamilton haters, but there's a reason why he's got more Instagram followers and Twitter followers than all the drivers put together. There's a reason. So if F1 was smart, they should be marketing Lewis Hamilton more. They should be marketing Lewis Hamilton more and pushing Lewis Hamilton, especially when he's talking about this diversity in Formula One. They should be behind that. They should be putting the rocket behind Lewis Hamilton. But like Lewis Hamilton says, words are cheap. It's only Mercedes that are defending Lewis Hamilton with this Black Lives Matter, with this diversity for getting young kids from underprivileged backgrounds into Formula One, not just as racers, as engineers. You don't see F1 doing that. You don't see F1 doing that. It's Mercedes as a team. This is what made me laugh when I said we all drive as one.
Oh, yeah.
Utter garbage. We're not stupid. You got the Simon Lazenby coming on TV with his goofy teeth, kissing Horner's ass, because that's all he does all day. Chap, chap, chap. He gets the lip balm on his lips, puckers up, boom, straight to his ass. Very simple. Very simple. So we've got another one here. 100% agreed. I too want it to tank. This is from an AlphaTauri fan, by the way. 100% agree. I too want it to tank all the way downhill until they admit they accuse the actions they needed to take. The actions they took in Abu Dhabi 2021 was wrong. I do want the ratings to tank. That was off Ian on the Twitter. So I'm getting all these comments. I've got 2,000 views on the tweet already. I got 118 retweets. I got 500 likes. So it's gaining some traction online. And all one dumbass geek says, why? And this other person says, this is from Anthony. This is why. No, there are many people that stopped watching, myself included. Max fans don't want to admit it, but he will never bring the numbers that like Hamilton did. No. He's not likable outside of the fan base. He's not. He's got zero personality. Zero.
Oh, no,
brain imbecile. Very simple.
And then any fan base. If you take out,
we know what his fan base is.
If you take out all the Orange Army,
we know what his fan base is. We know what his fan base is. Exactly.
Orange Army.
It's just the Orange Army. Lewis and Alonso, they're loved globally. And the thing is, Lewis is loved globally, man.
Thing is with Lewis, right? If you watch the post stuff for Silverstone, right? You got all the Ferrari fans, even Red Bull fans, are cheering for Lewis. You know when Lewis Hamilton was over the gate in Silverstone? Yeah. You have Ferrari fans, Red Bull fans, basically all the fans there who supported every single team, like Red Bull, Ferrari, McLaren. They all wanted Lewis Hamilton to sign the hat. Yeah. You know, they always cheering. Saying Lewis Hamilton.
I actually saw Red Bull geeks, Red Bull fans, rushing to sign Lewis Hamilton's hat. Can you please sign this hat? Can you sign this t-shirt? And these were Max fans running up to Lewis Hamilton, because Lewis Hamilton is a global superstar. I remember when Lewis got knighted by the Queen, and they tried to do something about with Max Verstappen trying to get knighted in his country. Like anybody cares. Not anybody cares. They're jealous of Lewis Hamilton. They was expecting Lewis Hamilton to retire by now. Didn't work, did it? Didn't work, did it? Just signed a new contract, and he said he wants to carry until he's 45. So there you go, eat that, geeks. So. Yeah. We're going to get into this race day. I'm just going to gloss over it. What do you think of the race before I get the positions up?
Japanese race. There was a lot of strategy involved. There was a lot of strategy involved.
Yeah, we'll talk about that on the debrief.
And I think the obvious winner, because look, Red Bull at Singapore. Yeah. You know, they were never going to do good there. They were never ever going to do good there. And look, if Singapore weren't in the conversation, Red Bull probably come to this point, they would have won every single race. But Singapore is the only race where Red Bull didn't do good, so they lost there. But I think when they came to Japanese Grand Prix, this suited their car. You know, they really suited the car. Fast bends, straight, fast everywhere. Really, you know what Suzuka's like. There's fast bends, curbs, they can catch you off guard big time. And especially when you got that twisting section and there's like a gravel track right there, that could catch people out because of course. That suited Red Bull's car. Predictable winner, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Second and third, I'm happy with. At least different people on the podium. As there basically is every single week, there's different people on the podium. That's what's good. But the thing is, when the FIA changed the regulations, they've probably changed the podium positions around, but not the winner. There's always the same winner, but there's like different podium positions. There's a different second and third, and a different top 5, but it isn't a different winner because Red Bull's probably won every single race this year if it's take out Singapore, but they haven't. But yeah, I think what I like about these Grand Prix, what I like about these Grand Prix, I like Suzuka, different people on the podium. That's what I like.
Kalinjaro, I can see your tweet, bro. I haven't got the chat room up today, but I can see your messages. I think the ratings has gone down because of there is no real competition and Sir Lewis Hamilton is not challenging. It's gone down because they screwed Lewis Hamilton at Abu Dhabi 2021 and Lewis Hamilton's got the biggest fan base in Formula 1. It's really mathematical, really. If you think about it, it doesn't really take a genius to work it out. Lewis Hamilton has got more Instagram followers and more Twitter followers than all the F1 drivers combined. He's got the biggest fan base. He's the only global superstar in Formula 1. My two favourite drivers equally on the grid are Lewis Hamilton and Alonso. Lewis Hamilton is the biggest global superstar in F1. Fact. He even was bigger than Michael Schumacher as a global superstar and Ayrton Senna as a global superstar. And you got a guy that has got the biggest following in Formula 1 who love Formula 1 because Lewis Hamilton's in it, and then you screw Lewis Hamilton. How do you think that's going to work out? Think about it. It doesn't really take a genius to work that one out. They screwed him at Abu Dhabi 2021. Max Verstappen continues to get away with these rule bending. Look what happened a week ago when he compromised impeded 3 cars, from completing their qualifying. In a normal scenario, as a normal driver, what happened to Gasly a few weeks ago, you would get a 5-second time penalty. Very simple. A 5-second time penalty. He had 3 charges. What happened? He got away with it. And the second Red Bull team, which he impeded, didn't turn up for the meeting. Conveniently, didn't turn up for the meeting. And he got away with it. This is what I'm saying about the rule bending in Formula 1. And it's clear to see that Red Bull are bent. And it's very clear to see. So I'm going to get into this race with Toto Hammer. So race day, Bottas got hit by the Williams at the beginning with Albon. Bottas not really comfortable with the car. Oscar, good second lap. This is Bottas in the middle, hit the Williams, Albon. Perez hit Lewis, and then Perez kept complaining about that Lewis hit him on purpose. I don't know what this guy was smoking. Remember when Perez said he hit Lewis? What was going on, bro, with that? I don't know what Perez was going. That's what I'm saying. Perez said Lewis hit him. He never hit him. What was he smoking? Lap 4 safety car. Safety car come out because of the debris on the track. Lap 4 safety car was ending. Lap 5, Bottas lost his car. Lap 6, Russell passes Hamilton. Lewis carrying damage on his car from what Perez did. But Perez was saying it was Lewis, so whatever. See how it goes, man. So lap 6, Russell passes Lewis, but Lewis was carrying the damage. Lewis passes him on the slipstream. This was a good little race between them two.
Remember it was, man. That overtake was brilliant.
What do you think of it?
Yeah, the overtake was brilliant between Hamilton and Alonso, man. Yeah. You know what Alonso did to...
No, Russell and Lewis. Remember when Russell passed him?
I thought you were on about Alonso and Lewis.
No, I'll get to that in a minute. Remember when Russell was Lewis?
That's what I was going to talk about.
Well, no, you know when Russell was Lewis, remember when Lewis was carrying the damage at the beginning, and then Russell passed Lewis on the corner, and then Lewis got him back, come behind him on the top.
Did Hamilton get damaged at the beginning of the race?
That's what I just said.
Yeah, he did get damage, yeah.
Do you not remember the pass?
What turn was it? What turn was when Russell did the overtake?
The lap 6, basically, Lewis got damage, and Russell passed him on the corner, and then Lewis waited till he get on the straight, and then he got the toe off him. When Lewis got the toe off Russell, and he passed him on the straight, I think it was lap 6.
Yeah, but
He was like a magnet to his car.
Yeah, man. The battle between Lewis and Russell was really, really good, man. Because Hamilton got damaged at the beginning.
Yeah,
you know,
because of
even
Perez.
Even if you get a little bit of damage, it's still going to be really, really hefty to the car. Because the more the race goes on, the more. But it's Lewis Hamilton, so you know he's going to get the most out of the car. But yeah, these two have been getting really, really close recently. You know, they've been getting really, really close.
And especially Tommy out the pram now, isn't it?
Yeah, and especially with team orders as well. They've been really like getting over
Russell
has. Mercedes.
Russell keeps trying to push the boundaries.
Exactly. Hamilton could be way quicker than him behind Russell, which Russell, wait till next lap or it's going to compromise my race. I think that's the point, because Hamilton is actually the quicker driver, but he's usually more refusing to let the position go, because that's his ego.
I think just Russell. I think some scenarios, I get it. Russell, he's a young charger. He wants to charge at Lewis Hamilton. I get it, but I think he needs to know who he's racing with. I think he needs to have just a little bit more respect. Just a little. Bottas retired not long after lap 6, so Bottas again, another retirement for Bottas. Lap 10, Lewis chasing Alonso. Lewis on the medium tyres. Alonso was on the soft tyres, so Lewis started on the medium tyres and Alonso was on the soft. So by lap 10, the soft tyres Alonso was slightly starting to grain, because we know with Suzuka, tyre degradation is very high.
So
you're going to be careful because of the height, because the elevation of the track, how it just twists and turns.
Especially the curbs.
It can, but that's the one. That's what I meant to say, the curbs. So Perez hit Magnussen. So Perez, by this point, was hitting everybody. It was like Dodger cars, bumper cars. He was just smashing into everybody. Didn't care about nothing. Just thought, I'm just going to hit into this driver now, because he knows he's going to get away with it. So Perez hit Magnussen, and then he pitted for a nose. Virtual safety car come out because of it. So there was another safety car because of Perez, and because of the debris on the track. Lap 15, Perez retired the car. Now this is where it started to get interesting for me. Lap 15, Perez. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk about this on the debrief a bit more. I'm going to talk about the Russell one actually, but I'm going to just gloss over this just quickly. Perez retired his car at lap 15.
Oh gosh,
he retired his car at lap 15. Now, in my book and in everybody else's book, retirement means finished. You get out your car, you park your car up, the FIA stewards check it, or whoever checks it, they give it a little car wash, they want to check whatever they want to do with it, it's finished. The car's finished. So I was thinking, okay, Perez is out the race. So we're going to continue. Lap 16, George went off the track. He got run off the track by Lewis Hamilton, in my opinion. I think Lewis ran him off the track. Look, Lewis was probably just trying to say I'm here still. I saw that corner. It was on the bend on the corner. I think Lewis ran off George. I don't think it was warranted a penalty, but I thought it was quite close. But he did. For me, I thought he ran off George off the track. So we're going to get on to the next one. Now, lap 17, Hamilton pitted and Max as well. So Max pitted and Lewis at the same time, even though we know they're not in the same race. We know that Max Verstappen's got a rocket machine. If George would have picked a lap, this is what I thought. This is what we're going to talk more about on the debrief. If George would have picked a lap earlier, before the safety car, so if George would have picked a lap earlier, George would have been in front of
because of the
Lewis.
undercut.
But he never. And when the safety car come out, he didn't pit. He stayed out a bit longer and he thought, I'm going to go for the one stop. Because Russell come out on the radio on lap 21, he said to his engineer, he said on lap 21, he goes, plan B. That basically plan B means I'm going to stay out and hope for a safety car, which it never came. Lap 22, Alonso and Lewis on the same corner. Alonso passes Lewis. And now Lewis passes him on the outside. A little bit like when Alonso passed Michael Schumacher in Suzuka.
2005, wasn't it?
I think it was 2000. No, I think it was before that. I think it might have been 2003. But one of them anyway. It was one of them because Alonso was with the Renault then.
Renault.
Yeah, it was 3 or 4. One of them, he passed Schumacher. It might have been 5 actually. Passed Schumacher in that same corner. But when Alonso done it, he done it on the outside. Lewis done it on the inside. It was a great pass by Lewis. And straight out, and then lap 25, Russell pits for the hard tyres. So he's gone for the one stopper. So he stayed out a little bit longer. And lap 21, he said he was gonna plan B. He was hoping for a safety car. Safety car wasn't coming out. His tyres were starting to grain, so we came in at lap 25, put the hard tyres on, he was going for the one stop. Perez makes his return to the track 17 laps later. Sergio Perez made a return after 17 laps. 17 laps. Now, this guy had a penalty. He had to serve the penalty at the next race. But for some reason, Red Bull got in the FIA's head. Jonathan Wheatley, like Toto Hammer said earlier, Jonathan Wheatley, who works for the FIA, they probably phoned him up and says, should we just put Perez back in so we can serve his penalty? So he doesn't have to do it at the next track.
I know.
That's how bent. You know why they're doing that? You know why they're doing that? This is for one reason only. Who's the closest to Perez in the Drivers' Championship? Who's the closest? I'm not going to tell you now. Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton could finish second in the Drivers' Championship. Second. They can finish second in the Drivers' Championship, Lewis Hamilton. Perez is second, Lewis is third at the moment. Perez was supposed to serve this penalty at the next track in Qatar. So what did they go and do? Nah, that's what we're going to do. You've been off the track for 17 laps. You can go back on, serve it now so you don't have to do it in the next race. That's not even in the rules. Even Crofty, the geek, even he was fumbling his words. Fumbling. Ted Kravitz knew. Ted Kravitz said, this is out of this world. What's going on? And there's Crofty. I'll get back to you on that one. He didn't have a clue. It's not even in the rule. It's not a rule. It is not a rule.
And it's the first time it's happened in Formula 1 history.
They broke it. So Perez can finish higher than Lewis in the Drivers' Championship. That's the only reason why they did it.
Usually, he never really got a stop and go penalty, did he? You just got a 5-second penalty, which means there's no stop and go, no drive-through, next race serve.
And guess what the FIA said? Like they always say when they break the rules for Red Bull. What do they always say? The same old crap that they say every time that Red Bull break the rules. I'm sorry, we did it wrong. We're going to learn next time. We'll make sure it doesn't happen
again. It's too late
now,
Nick.
Very easy. Very simple. Just like you screwed Abu Dhabi 2021, Lewis Hamilton, you said it was a human error. It was a human error. Of course it was a human error. It was a human error. We won't do it again. We'll make it better next time. So every time Red Bull break the rules, they say, you know what? I'm sorry. We should have implemented the rules. We'll put it in next time. Too late then. Too late.
It's unbelievable.
So, lap 40, he broke the rules. So we came out, served his penalty, and then retired the car and headed off down the road for some fish and chips. So lap 45, Charles battled with Perez. No. You know what? Lap 48, clearly getting squeezed by the Ferrari Science Lewis. But who cares at this point? Lap 48, the straight. Lewis passes him anyway. And George was among not staying behind, tyres gone. George's tyres went. So George's strategy clearly didn't matter. So the way it finished, we had Max Verstappen 1, 2 Lando Norris, 3 Oscar Piastri, 4 Charles Leclerc, 5th Lewis Hamilton, 6 Carlos Sainz, 7th George Russell, 8th Fernando Alonso, 9th Esteban Ocon, 10th Pierre Gasly, 11th Liam Lawson, 12th place Yuki Tsunoda, 13th place Guan Yu Zhou, 14th place Nico Hülkenberg, 15th place Kevin Magnussen, and the 3 DNFs were Alexander Albon, Logan Sargent, and actually more than 3 DNFs, Lance Stroll, Sergio Perez, and Valtteri Bottas. So Perez was a DNF. So he got a DNF. He retired the car, and 17 laps later, he came back out, served his penalty, because I don't want him to serve his penalty at the next race, because then that'll be a disadvantage, because, you know, Lewis Hamilton most likely will be in front of him, and then get more points than him, and then catch him up to the second in the table. That's what we're looking at here. Very simple. This is why the ratings are tanking, you stupid geeks. So, I'm going to get into the drivers. The way it looks, Max Verstappen on 400 points. Sergio Perez, 223 points. Lewis Hamilton, 119, third place. Fourth place, Alonso, 100. Look, there you go. A perfect example. Sergio Perez on 223, Lewis Hamilton 190. There you go.
Yeah.
6 races to go. This is why they're doing it. Fernando Alonso in fourth place, 174. Fifth place, Carlos Sainz, 150. Sixth place, Leclerc, 135. Lando Norris in seventh place, 115. And eighth place, George Russell, 115. Ninth place, Oscar Piastri, 10th with 57. Lance Stroll, 10th place with 47. Pierre Gasly with 46 points in 11th place. 12th place, Esteban Ocon, 38. 13th place, Alexander Albon, 21. 14th place, Nico Hülkenberg with 9. 15th place, Valtteri Bottas, 6th place with 6 points. 16th place, Juan Yu Zhou, 4th place. 17th place, Tsunoda, 3 points. 18th place, Kenny Magnussen, 3 points. 19th place, Liam Norton, 2 points. And Logan Sargent, Nick De Vries, I remember Nick De Vries, and Daniel Ricciardo with 0 points. Now, the team points, we're going to go with Red Bull, the construction champion, 623 points. Mercedes, second place, 305, so they're going for that second place. Third place with Ferrari, 285. Fourth place, Aston Martin, 221. Fifth place, McLaren with 172. Sixth place, Alpine, 84. Seventh place, Williams is 21 points. Eighth place, Haas is 12. Ninth place, Alfa Romeo, 10th place. And 10th place, AlphaTauri Honda with 5 points. So what you think, Toto? Give me a second, keep talking.
Yeah. Mind your dog, man. Mind your dog. But yeah, man. Look, if Mercedes gets second, that'll be a good season, you know. That'll be actually a good season, you know, because of all that crap in the beginning of the season, all that business, all corrupt. Look, if Mercedes still gets second, yeah. Look, Mercedes, right? If Mercedes gets second, I'll be happy with that. It was a good season. It will be a good season. Mercedes gets second, and yeah, they'll get it. We'll have to get it over. Yeah, exactly. So if Hamilton still gets second out of this, yeah. Yeah. I know. I know. So it's a bunch of corruptness. The F1 is from, it's F1 now. I wish I could show mine, but I still got a bit of the flu. But look, F1 all these years it was just pure racing. It was like karting back in the day. What do I know about karting back in the day? You know, like F1 back in the day, right? It used to be just a fun sport, and now it's just politics. So all it is a bunch of politics. Huh? It's just... Yeah. F1's corrupt, FIFA's corrupt. But you know what? All racing's corrupt, really. You know what I mean? Because it's just in the lower ranks, like karting, you know, things happen down there. It's just the way it is. But look, F1 now is just a bunch of politics, bunch of sponsors, which is obvious in Formula One, but that's all it is now. It's all about the money. It's all about the money now. And look, the ratings are tanking, man. And it's unbelievable. I have no words, man. It's just unbelievable, the corruptness of this FIA because of one driver, Max Verstappen. just a one hope, one driver. It's all gone to corruptness now. I just have a flipping. I have no words. I got no words. I'm gonna say something. This is probably not permitted on YouTube, but yeah, I have no words to say. See you later. See you later.